Hey guys, I just wanted to do a vlog. I just, if you didn't know anything about me, my background is I went to five Christian or five private schools, one public school. In total, I went to six schools. And I'm working or have been working. I played sports, I played soccer, played basketball, track and field, football. I did break dancing, a whole bunch of stuff. You know, I consider myself, because I did the musical arts and chose music as a job, I see myself as a verified prodigy, and this is because of everything that I'm seeing. This is in real time. I hope this spreads. I think that we should really talk about changing, suddenly changing the United States of America. Not saying like changing like the ideology of changing, but we should do something drastic that forces people to completely change the way that they live their life. I have a couple suggestions. I had said this, but a lot of people don't think that it's beneficial. But you're going to see that um, the contrast, you're going to see like that you're right or wrong. I believe that we should make well, I'm going to say everything. This is how I really feel. There's a woman named Willa Harper. I'll start at the very basic thing. They should make it mandatory for Ivy to have a store or in narration a business. Why? It forces everyone in the United States of America to say that it is mandatory for Ivy to help us in business, meaning whatever money they make, they can use it to be able to do whatever. But it's mandatory that they have to work in a business setting. So you have to have it. Like, and if it's like e-commerce, if that's drop shipping, like it's a requirement that every Ivy matures right now. So I think that's important. Like, it forces everyone to be like, oh, working is no, it's mandatory. Another thing is there's a woman named Willa Harper. I've thought about this, and it makes a lot of sense to do it. But you see Willa Harper and you see like her tattoos, and every time I see that, it's like just I have complete like empathy, for her situation. But she has tattoos. You can see that her skin is black. I'm not saying that everyone would need to change their skin complexion, but there's a reality where everyone would vote, and it would be because of the programming of people. Um, there's a or an incentive if you do it. Like, if you were to get these things, that maybe you would get scholarship money or something like that. But there should be a reward for standing up for black people like that. You know, it's complete empathy. Um, the day that I think that racism is gone is when people see the same thing with Willa Harper. That is the most empathetic thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life. The other thing, giving every 18-year-old a $300 million credit, emergency credit on top of the amount of money they want to make. And why? It unprograms people. It shows people, and they'd be able to use that whenever they want. They could use it for housing, they could use it for school, they could use it for needs and wants. But what that does is it forces people to basically apologize all at once. And it's it's for 18-year-olds, because everyone in the United States of America swears that this was the way, and all that. But to ensure that an 18-year-old is valuable, I think is a good thing. And I'm saying this as a publicist, someone that invented companies and built companies from start to finish, and used his startup money, and went to college and played sports, went to college for football, all that stuff. I'm using my influence to basically, you know, to push these things. And what else? See if there's anything else. This is something that I've calculated. Now, a lot of people, they may say, like, you're saying the wrong information. Like, I don't want this to happen. The reason why I'm suggesting this is because it's going to force people to say something completely different. We should make an innocent charge. An innocent charge meaning you can just, like, let's say you go to jail, you can just get a charge that you're innocent. And it's not like to hurt people. That's not the point of what I'm saying. The point is, we're so programmed to believe, like, oh, if I was innocent, like my life is good. No, they should make it to where you're forced to say that you wouldn't get in trouble with employment or anything, but no, you could in fact get arrested and charged, and it would just say innocent charge. So you were charged because you were innocent, and it just unprograms people that that is a reality. That is the reality we're living in, and it will show people that they're programmed, to think that the universe couldn't change like that, So, but yeah, and another thing that I'm just showing people, like, you should really care about the psychology of a business owner right now. And I'm letting people know that I made a decision with this new company, IKP Entertainment, Isaiah Curtis Pilkins Entertainment. The ideology is I built that from start to finish. I invented it. I'm the CEO. I'm an engineer. I work for that business. It can go on my work resume, or I can use it for my work resume. And I can hire software engineers and potentially be one because of that reality. It's like I started my own practice. So I'm trying to be extremely smart because I want people to see what they need to see today. And this is hopefully the sheriff's office can see it, and see the programming, and hopefully they can help people understand why I did it. So, yes, my decision is very similar to if I went to Oxford. You know, when people see that you invented something, right, you have value because you created something like Thomas Edison, right? Inventing something is a little different than receiving money for a service. Like, you're inventing something, that's supposed to be doing something for a specific group of people. So the point that I'm saying is I'm already smart because I did music. In my mind, this is really what happened. I didn't understand, like, even to this day, how a studio like my own could receive any racism. Racism meaning, like, how are you smart? You know what I mean? Like, how are you smart? Like, how is Isaiah Curtis Pilkington smart? Like, to me, it's like this studio is like Nickelodeon. This studio that I've created is like Marvel. We do the same thing. When I go in the movie theater, we have the same job description. So I don't understand. Like, I have the same job as this guy, right? So I don't understand how and it was from when I'm 18, like, I looked back at my life, how I went through any ism, So this IKP Entertainment thing is supposed to basically smooth everything out, you know? But this is me testing out being extremely smart into the universe. And hopefully the universe will change and they'll start to be like, wow, okay, you thought that, this about Isaiah, but he has the same job description now. These are my thoughts, guys. Also want to let people know, like, you'll be able to see whether or not, like, through my decision making, I'm living in a house right now, you'll be able to see, and I'm working 3 verified jobs right as of when this video has been recorded, it's being recorded, but that this state has some problems. There's a lot of like wolves and sheeps, and we're not really to the potential of what we could be. We're not really a community that listens to one another and hears everyone's problems and tries to individually fix, certain things. So my thing is I'm a verified prodigy. So a verified prodigy means that you're an extremely intelligent person. And you have William James Sidis, who was like a prodigy. Music is the verification. If you can do everything yourself, that you have the same potential, but William James Sidis didn't necessarily, he didn't necessarily use his full potential per se. This is me trying to with what I've done, meaning, really trying to do the right thing at 18, which is what a high schooler will see. Like, you're trying to go to a faith-based school, going to an elite school, top school in the state, the best Division III school in the state of Ohio, makes you, like, stand out. Going to a top liberal arts school on top of that, and then doing, like, the smartest thing you could possibly do, which is, like, to be an engineer, and I really believe, doing the right thing, meaning, like, going to charities and stuff and getting assistance and being humble and letting people help you and adjusting, and then doing something yourself, maybe creating a job, that's that stuff, you know, works. And yeah, but I want you to know, like, I am trying my absolute hardest, and I just want everyone to know, like, this should be a catalyst of many things. But I think this decision, or whatever decisions I made, if you knew who I was or knew my story, this is supposed to make the country safer, and it's supposed to boost the average income of an American by a large percentile. So hopefully you guys understand that this is for everyone that has a business. Like, I cannot stress to you, like, how serious it is for me to spread and to let those narratives, like the narrative of my dad was a multi-millionaire and he founded a company and he gets a pension from the company, and he's a publicist through business. I've talked with him, we talk, like, all that stuff, like, spreading, like. And then lastly, this is going to give people closure. I know this is probably for people in LA. So there's a real breast and then there is a natural breast. So one of the things I was really, 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 really concerned about when I grew up was, like, staying natural. And natural meaning your spread is just not the same when you are test, steroid, and natural. Natural is like the science. Like, people may respect you more, like women may respect you more. I think you might get a more beautiful woman if you're natural. Like, you flow through space and time a lot better being natural. So allowing myself to live naturally and to not give into temptation, but to just learn how to be fit to diet, to understand what sugar is, to understand what a carb is, like, for energy, and knowing what a drink can do, like a vitamin drink can do for your body. But I'm at the age where I'm trying to reap the benefits of that, and a lot of these businesses and companies you're going to see fall into that category. Like, it's a business, like, you're so programmed to see it's a business, but remember, a real breast to a man is different from a fake breast. And I'm not trying to, like, be sexual, like, but you can see the visual. You can see that one is real. Like, and I'm not saying, like, the dimension of it. I'm saying, like, if it was perfect and it was real, you would see the reality of it spreading through space and time is completely different. It just attracts good things. So there are certain businesses, and I'm not saying we don't need them. I'm just saying, like, I looked at majority of these companies, and I'm just letting people know, like, it's just like you have a fake breast and you have a real breast. In football, unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys, unless you went to, like, Carnegie Mellon, University of Chicago, and maybe my school, it gets funky, So, but yeah, there's real, and then there's, like, fake. And I'm not saying, like, aspartame fake. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, to the universe, it's just not natural. So that should be the visual of, like, why, like an example, you're trying to make money. You're trying to start a business, you're using some company, or let's say you find out that these companies, the software is not working. Like, there's a legitimate reason, it's a fundamental reason, but it has to do with them not understanding what, like, natural, right? I'm going to give another example of this. Like, let's say, man, I'm like one of the best examples, like, because of weight. Let's say, like I'm 220 pounds right now, and I'm above 6 foot. I think I'm like 6'2", 6'2 and a half. So as a wide receiver, that's NFL. That's the profile for an NFL guy. It's not like the universe is saying you can't do something. You can, because it's on paper. Then there's, like, other things that are, like, you're not as big, and they juice up to be like that. So they never given themselves enough time to be a real business, like taking criticism, helping people, getting the right staff. Like, their agenda was just to make money fast or something, or yada yada. So it's like, it's not the same thing. And I do want to reassure to people, That is the issue.